Hey everybody, Wing Time here. Some more KLR projects working on, and this one has to do with converting over from incandescent bulbs to LED. There's a lot of advantages going to LED. The first one obviously is they're brighter, wider light. The second one, they draw less current, and that's one of the biggest advantages. They draw considerably less current than the incandescent bulbs, and they have a longer lifespan as well. Doing LED on a KLR has some special considerations due to the way they're wired, especially on the turn signal circuit. I'm not going to be doing turn signal LEDs at this time, just instrument cluster, my indicator lights, headlights, tail light, license plate light as well. I noticed, riding the KLR, that the instrument lights lit up okay, but really not that great at night, and my older eyes makes it harder to see stuff up close. So the brighter they are, the easier for me to see. If it's bright, I can read it. So I've actually I had done some LED light conversions on some other motorcycles and was real happy, and I had a few bulbs laying around. I had the cowl off, messing with the headlights, and I figured I'd give them a try, and what I had was actually correct. So I'm going to turn on these here. It's hard to see with the glare from, I have skylights here in this shop, so but it's, there we go. You can see them over there, maybe. Get the glare, but they're very bright. It turns out I had two bulbs that were burned out, so obviously just having two more bulbs, it's only three, made it a lot brighter, but the LEDs made it even more so. So the biggest thing that I really have a lot of trouble with, and a lot of riders do as well, is the turn signal indicator. It's way down low when you're riding down the road. You're looking up this way. You're not looking down there. And here in Florida, in the bright sun, and also the fact that these plastic indicators are kind of shiny out in the sun, they kind of reflect, and it's hard to see even sometimes a neutral light if they're on. And of course, I ride during the day with a high beam light on, and it's kind of hard to see. But we're riding in groups, and we make turns, and all I always hear through the headset is turn signal. I always got the turn signals turned on. So I really want to make that brighter. So I actually do have some LEDs. They're all the same type of bulb. I think it's a 194. I'll show you in a minute. But I got some colored LEDs. Whenever you have a colored light, whether it's green, blue, amber, red, you don't want to put a white LED in there because they're so bright. At that point, you're depending on the filtering effect of the plastic to filter out all the other colors except for that wavelength of color. So you want to get the same color. So if you get a green light, it's only putting out the green light wavelength, so you're not filtering out a large portion of the light. So they actually appear brighter, and of course the colors are more true and so forth. So let's go over to the workbench and show you what I've ordered in. We'll go from there. Okay, so here we are over the bench. I've got my box that came in from Super Bright LED, and little plug. I'll put a link in the bottom for the ones that I bought here. But this is the bulb that came out of the instrument cluster, and it's used on everything in the instrument cluster. Is the same bulb. So the lights that light up your instruments, which is 3, then your indicator lights for your turn signal, neutral, and high beam indicator are all these 194 wedge base bulb. I think it's like a 1.7 watt bulb. Here is the green that I got for the turn signal indicator, and I got another one here still in the package. And for the neutral indicator, you see it's got LEDs all the way around and one projecting. We only really need the one projecting, but we'll pop that one there in a second. I don't know if you can see that, but here's the light's reflecting here. Here is the item number. I'll try to put a link in the bottom so you can see. I also have a module, and you kind of hunt around on their website for it, but it's a module for strobing your tail light. I have one on my Honda already, and this is relatively inexpensive. I think it's under 10 bucks. And when you first apply your tail light, it blinks it several times. Then it goes to a slower blink mode. And then I think it goes solid after that. So it really gets the driver's attention. I think that's great. This is the 194 bulb for the high beam, blue. And then I also got an indicator, not an indicator, but a bulb for the, apologize, I'm trying to do this one-handed. That is the bulb for the, that should be for the license plate. Yep, here we go, cool white, that's the license plate. And then for my tail light and brake light, which is a combination 1157 style bulb. Anybody that owns any kind of older vehicle or trailers and those is familiar with these type of base. It's a nice base. I'm not sure how many even LEDs are all the way around this thing, but I've used them before and they're great, nice and bright. And there's that guy there. So let's see, we'll go ahead and putting them in. I have the front cowling off. Here it is over here. You know, I wish I had known how easy it was to take this cowling off. You know, when I installed these aftermarket turn signals, it would have been a lot easier to take the cowl off and do them. In reality, there's just 2 screws, one on each side here, everybody's familiar with. There's 2 screws that are bolts that are here in the dash. And then the other 2 are hidden up underneath, and they go through this metal plate and up into here. And as you can tell, you can take it off without taking any of the other fairings off. Just an extension on the socket, you know, extension on the ratchet wrench is all you need with a Allen key. So here's the back of the instrument cluster. Got it off, and here is these upper 2 bulbs here are for the instrument lights. There's a third one that's hiding back here behind the speedo cable. There's the LED bulbs that I've already installed. And you know what? Let's for fun, let's turn one of those babies on. You know, pretty bright. So it's just a matter of pulling out these things and changing them out. So down for their indicators, got our neutral light down here. Let's pull that guy out. There's your bulb. Pop the bulb out. I'm gonna do it one-handed. And there it goes. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bulb. And pop this in. Now, one thing we want to note about is LEDs are polarity sensitive. They're a diode. You know, and a diode is basically an electrical check valve. Only lets current flow one way. I don't know what's positive on here, what's negative. I don't know. Have to look at the wiring diagram. That could be ground, that could be earth because it's green, that could, who knows, but it doesn't really matter. But most of these ones from Super Bright LED, if you check them, they say they are not polarity sensitive. So it doesn't matter which way you put them in. Some of these bulbs you put them in and it won't come on. You got to take it out and turn it around to get the polarity right. But this should not matter. And it's really not a big deal on the indicator lights or this indicator for the neutral safety switch. I mean, if it doesn't come on, you turn it around. It does come into play when we get over to the turn signal indicator because of the way their wiring works on the KLR. But the way it switches back and forth between the each side of the turn signal. So let's put that baby in there. Let's push it in there, and yeah, much brighter. Boom. I've got the light on my camera on here, but that is considerably brighter than, and in person, it looks much better. It's kind of overwhelming, the camera here. It looks white. It's actually a really nice green. Yeah, there's no doubt that is in neutral. So for the indicator, it's going to be fantastic. So, and while we're talking about the indicator, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the polarity sensitivity on the indicator. The KLR says you only have a single turn signal indicator, and the way they have it wired, and this is where it comes into play, makes it difficult to put LED turn signals on, is when you turn on your turn signals and you say you turn on the right, I'm not sure exactly how the current flows, but the current flows from the right turn signal through the indicator, say going one way to ground. And then when you turn on the other turn signal, the current switches and flows from the other turn signal indicator through the the actual turn signal, through the indicator to ground, flowing the other way. So it's the polarity reverses. On an indicator, an incandescent bulb, it's not a problem. They're not polarity sensitive. With an LED bulb, it is a problem, especially if you have one that's polarity sensitive. The one that I have doesn't matter. I think it has a rectifier or something built in. I think that will help down the road when I do eventually, which I'm sure I will eventually, put LED turn signals on here. But you got to make sure if you're doing this, you got to get an LED bulb that is not polarity critical, and it'll work either way. So let's get that one put in there. Okay, before I actually put the LED bulb in for the turn signal indicator, I want to show you what it looks like with the standard incandescent bulb. Since I have the cowling off and the turn signals are not plugged in, I would get a hyper indication like I'm seeing there if I put on the right. But I plugged in the left turn signal factory bulb just to the wire, so I get the normal rate flash. Yeah, that's okay. We're inside, but actually on the camera it even looks brighter than it really is. You can see it, but out in the sun, forget it. You don't see that. Driving down the road with your turn signal on, looking like an idiot. So let's change that baby out and put the LED in there and see what it looks like. Okay, changing out the bulb. It's a little crowded over here for the turn signal indicator and the high beam indicator. Here's the turn signal one here. I've already changed it out. You just pull it out. Here's the high beam one. It lives behind this big gray plug here that you can't get that thing out with the plug. So you just push this little tab down here on the plug, undo the plug, and now you can get in there and reach that dude, pop it out. There we go. Change out the bulb. Do it one-handed again. Apologize. Got it out. Go over here, grab the new blue, and I like how they do this because the bases are molded in the color of the bulb. So the clear ones, are clear. Red would be red, green would be blue, green would be green, and blue would be blue. So we just plug that dude in here, and just for fun, let's see how it looks like with the key on. Of course, you got to turn on the high beam. Turn the that's interesting. Try it out. I have the right one. Turn it around. Oh, what the heck? You know what? It may not work without the headlights plugged in. I'm guessing that's the case. I'm going to try putting the regular bulb back in. So, well, probably not going to work without this plug plugged in, dummy. I guess we can't see it beforehand. There we go. Plug that back in. Plug the plug back in. Make sure it clicks. Now it should probably work. Hey, look. Okay. Well, yeah. That's blue. It's really blue. I'm going to try to cover up the... can't really tell. Again, it's much brighter blue on the camera than it is in real life. It's kind of almost a nice indigo blue. You can see the headlight high beam artwork on the indicator real nice through the blue. That's pretty cool. So let's try the turn signal. Oh yeah, I am not gonna drive down the road and not miss that, hopefully. If I still do, then I'm going to eventually drill and put some indicators up here, one on each side where it'll be closer to my vision line of sight. So here we go. LED turn signal indicator, LED high beam indicator, LED neutral indicator, and LED instrument cluster. Let's move on to the taillight. Okay, so got a bit of a reflection up here. Here's the taillight. Looks kind of white in the video, but it's red. It's glowing. It's there. It's nothing to write home about. The license plate light. It's barely even lighting my hand up. But this one's going to be fun because the crossbar for the panniers is up against it. So let's get that taillight cover off. Gotta get 2 screws. These are not Phillips head. Everybody thinks they're Phillips head. Phillips head would probably work, but these are JIS screws, Japanese industrial screw. If you own a Japanese bike, buy a set of Japanese industrial screws. It makes all the difference in the world. Screwdrivers. Here's one here. Looks like a Phillips head, not a Phillips head. Okay, just for grins, there's the light with the cover off. 1157 bulb. Same bulb type's been used for years. Dual filament. I have no way to activate the brake light because I don't have go-go gadget arms or a third person here, a second person here. That's what it looks like. And then put the other bulb in. Okay, got the bulb out. You just simply push in on it and churn it. And with these type of bulbs, since they have 2 contactors on the bottom, not a single, they're kind of polarized. And if you look, see those little lugs on the bottom? One is lower than the other. So you got to get it in the right way. If you put it in and it doesn't churn, you've got it in the wrong way. You got to take it out and rotate it 180 degrees. So you just line it up with the slots here, turn it in, push it, and I got lucky. I've got it facing the right way. And let's try it. And again, I wish there was a way to color correct this. It's a bright, vivid red, and the camera looks white. They're just so bright. But this thing's pretty cool because it projects. You got these little bars of 3 all the way around, plus the ends and the ends, so it's projecting light all kinds of directions. So kind of making a different pattern there. Kind of neat. So let's see how it looks with the cover on. Okay, here we are with the cover back on, or lens on. It's definitely considerably brighter. This is just a running light. And again, it looks kind of white in the camera just because of, I don't know, it's not picking up the color right. It's one thing about digital cameras. Some things aren't that great about them. They get colors wrong. It's just too bright. I don't know if there's a setting on the camera I can correct that, but definitely brighter, definitely an improvement. I can't squeeze the brake light at the same time. Maybe I can. I don't know if I can reach my foot up there and you guys can see this. Yeah, it's brighter in person, but really cool. I'm happy with it. Maybe I'll get a shot of it at night from further away. And once I get the chain back on the bike, waiting on some new sprockets, we'll put that in the video too. Okay, here we are with the doors closed and the lights off in the shop. Still get a good amount of light coming in through the skylights, but you can see really nice and bright. Not gonna miss that LED turn signal now going down the road. And then you can see the tail light. It's nice and bright. And, license plate's nice and white. Definitely more visible. Real happy. Well worth the money, I think. Thanks for watching.